A surgeon blamed me for a baby's injury and got me suspended. 6 months later, he begged me to testify on his behalf. I almost laughed. I'm a nurse at a hospital, and it was 2 a.m. when I was doing a check on a woman about to get a C-section. I noticed the baby's heart rate dropping too fast. I told the doctor on call, Dr. Rennick, about the problem twice. He barely looked up at me and said, "I've done 1,000 of these. Prep for delivery." I flagged it again 2 minutes later. He finally glanced at me. "You know what your problem is? Male nurses always overthink everything. Too much anxiety, not enough instinct. Just do your job." I documented everything in the chart, timestamps and all. The baby was born with a cord wrapped around its throat twice. The baby survived but had oxygen deprivation and will have developmental problems. The family was devastated. 3 days later, Dr. Rennick sat in front of hospital administration and said it was somehow my fault. That it was me who failed to report the heart rate changes in time. Said I was distracted and didn't escalate properly. The hospital's computer system had messed up that night. My notes were there, but the times got scrambled. It looked like I wrote them after the baby was born instead of before. The administration suspended me without pay. I thought my word might hold more weight. After all, I've been a labor and delivery nurse for 12 years. But I'm not really known for having a perfect record. I'm a single dad to my 9-year-old daughter. There are a few marks on my record from when I chose being a dad over a nurse. Meanwhile, Dr. Rennick has a spotless record. He is the kind of surgeon patients love. Warm, fatherly, holds their hands. But behind closed doors, he's different. He treats female nurses fine. But male nurses, male techs, male anyone beneath him, he talks to us like we're stupid. The first week without a paycheck, I did the math. I couldn't afford after-school care. I had to call my ex-wife for help. I left her 4 years ago because she had this need to control everything. She picked up on the second ring. Well, the perfect father needs help. I asked if she could take our daughter for a few extra days. She was quiet. "I'll do it, but I'm calling my lawyer. We're reopening the custody agreement." The second week, my daughter came home from her mom's, sat at the table and didn't touch her food. "Mom says you might lose your job forever." I told her that wasn't true. She picked at her sleeve. "She says I might have to live with her full time." I kept my voice steady. "That's not going to happen," but my hands were shaking under the table. The third week, my lawyer called. My ex had filed the papers. The custody hearing was set. I sat in the parking lot outside the grocery store for an hour, doing the math on what I could afford. The answer was a lawyer or rent, not both. The fourth week, I saw Dr. Rennick in the hospital parking lot. I was there for a union meeting. He walked right past me, laughing into his phone. I heard him say, "Yeah, confirm the resort in the Maldives. 2 weeks oceanfront. I deserve it after the month I've had." That night, I made dinner while my daughter watched me. She said, "Dad, why are we eating canned soup again?" I told her it was just temporary. She was quiet for a moment. Then, "Mom says you can't take care of me anymore." I turned toward the stove so she wouldn't see my face. "Go wash up, okay?" She left. I gripped the counter and let myself fall apart. Then I wiped my face and decided to stop waiting for a miracle. I requested my work records and case files. I had the right to see everything before my hearing. That's when I noticed something. 2 other nurse error incidents in Dr. Rennick's history over the past 4 years. Both times the nurse was blamed. Both times Rennick walked clean. Both nurses were men. I tracked down the first one, who quit nursing and works at a daycare now. The second transferred out of state. I called them both. Same story as me. They flagged something. Rennick ignored them. Something went wrong. They got blamed. One of them still had his documentation. The other had recorded a conversation with his union rep. Then someone sent me an email titled, "I hope this helps." Inside was a folder with old holiday party photos and one video where Dr. Rennick was in the background. I turned up the volume. He was drunk, talking to another surgeon, laughing. "You want to know the secret to a long career? Make sure there's always a nurse in the room to take the fall. Preferably one of those male nurses. Nobody believes them anyway." I watched it 3 times before jumping into action. I organized everything into folders and sent copies to my union rep, the state nursing board, and the hospital's chief medical officer. The investigation flipped. Suddenly it wasn't about me anymore. Dr. Rennick was called before the medical board. A week later, my suspension was lifted. I was restocking supplies when Dr. Rennick showed up in the break room. He said he was facing a licensing hearing. Asked if I'd be willing to give a statement that we miscommunicated that night. I thought about the year I lost and said no. He started to argue. I cut him off. "You could have believed me and saved that baby. You could have said it was a complication and you missed it, but you blamed me. So no, I won't help you." I walked out. 2 months later, Dr. Rennick's license was suspended. A week after that, I walked out of family court with my daughter's hand in mine.